Yehושע, Book of Joshua. ויהי אחרי מוישה עבד אדוני, ויאמר אדוני אל יהושע בן נון משוריס מוישה לאמור. והבה בשר דמיס מוישה עבדה דה אדוני, ואמר אדוני ליהושע בר נון משם משונה דמוישה לממור. After the death of Moses, the servant of God, God said to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' attendant, Moshe avdi meis, ve'ata kum al voris hayardin hazeh, ata v'chol ha'am hazeh, el ha'aretz asher anochi noisen lahem, livnei Yisrael. Moshe avdi meis, uchan kum ibar yas yardina hadin, ata v'chol ama hadin, le'ara da'ana yehivlain livnei Yisrael. My servant Moses is dead. Prepare to cross the Jordan, together with all this people, into the land that I am giving to the Israelites. Kol makom asher tidrach kaf raglechem, boi lechem nesativ, ka asher dibarti al Moshe. Kol asra de sidrach parsas raglechoim, bei lechoin yehavisa, kemadim alelis im Moshe. Every spot on which your foot treads, I give to you as I promised Moses. Midbar v'halavonain hazev ad hanahar hagadol nehar pras kol eretz achitim v'ad hayam hagadol mevoy hashamesh yeh gevolchem mimadbar ulvayna haden v'ad nahara rabba nahara defras kol ara chitae v'ad yama rabba ma'alane shimsha yehe sichum chayin. Your territory shall extend from the wilderness and the Lebanon to the great river, the river Euphrates on the east, where the whole Hittite country, and up to the Mediterranean Sea on the west. Lo yisyatzi v'shlefanecha kol mechayecha ka'asher yisi Moshe eya imach le'arpecha v'lo ezveka lo yis'atad enosh kadamach kol yoyme chayorech Kimo dahava mingmi besa'adei de Moshe kin eheve imach lo ashbekinach velo archekinach. No one shall be able to resist you as long as you will live. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not fail you or forsake you. Chazak ve'amatz ki ata tanchil es ha'am hazeh es ha'aretz asher nishbati la'avoisam laseis lahem tikef Valam areat tachsen yas amar haden yas ara dika yemis la'avahas hoin limitan lahain. Be strong and resolute, for you shall apportion to this people the land that I swore to their fathers to assign to them. Rak chazak ve'ematz me'od lishmar lasois kechor la'torah asher tzivacha Moshe avdi al tasur mimenu yaminu small L'man taskil b'chol asher telech. L'choid tekef velem lachada l'mitar l'mebad kecholei reisa defaktoch Moshe avdi losis te mine li'amina v'lismala bedil desitzlach b'chol asar dishoch. But you must be very strong and resolute to observe faithfully all the teaching that my servant Moses enjoined upon you. Do not deviate from it to the right or to the left, that you may be successful wherever you go. La yomosh sefer haTorah hazeh mipicha v'agisa bayamam yaimam v'layla lima'an tishbar la'asais kichol hakasuv boy ki oz tatzliach estirachecha v'oz taskil. Okay. Lo yade sifra de araisa haden mipuma chusei hagebe yemam v'lelia bedil desitar lemebad kechol dechsiv be arei b'chein tatzlach yas darkoch uvchein tachshod. Let not this book of teaching cease from your lips, but recite it day and night, so that you may observe faithfully all that is written in it. Only then will you prosper in your undertakings, and only then will you be successful. Haloi tzivisicha chazak ve'ematz al ta'aretz ve'al techos, ki imcha Adonai elehecha b'chol asher telech. Halo faketach tekef velem lo sidkal v'lo sidtivar arei b'sa'adach mema I charge you, be strong and resolute. Do not be terrified or dismayed, for the eternal, your God, is with you wherever you go. There you have it. How many verses was that? Was that 9 verses? Because this is there ends that portion. 9 verses, and then you have the pay, which means it's if it wasn't a pay, what would it be? A samach, no? Which is open or closed. Now how much space in the scroll do you leave for the next portion? But we know it's the next portion. So there's 9 verses, okay? This is like the genesis of the Tanakh, of the Nach, of the prophets. It's the first verses of the prophets, okay? So, interesting. What are they quoting me here? Psalms. Why are they quoting me Psalms? Psalms is going to be the first part of the next portion of the scriptures, no, of the Ketuvim. So in Psalms 1, the second verse, it says, Kim b'saris adonai cheptza v'sarasa yege yamam v'layla. Rather, the teaching of the Lord is his delight, and he studies that teaching day and night. So, wait, what? Okay, now they're bringing me to Leviticus. Oh, wow, you see the comparison. Here we have Yehושע. But in Leviticus, it's Vayidaber Adonai al Moshe achrei Moshe shnei bnei Aaron. Hashem is speaking to Moses, the one who's quoted here, after the death of who? The 2 children of Aaron. What's the parallel? The Karvasim lefnei Adonai v'yamusu, when they're approaching to the face of Hashem and they died. Interesting, and he's called him Shurais, which is like servant, attendant, and they were serving before Hashem, no? Okay, interesting. Okay. Steinzelt says as an introduction to Joshua, we should probably read. Okay. Divrei Hashem al Yehושע al tafkidoi hachodesh Yehושע shahaya misharsoi shel Moshe v'oised dvarei hoifech l'manig ha'am ha'beladi shein ish me'alav me'ata achrayis ha'anaga kula muteles al ksafav. It's all on his shoulders. Why is it in Hebrew? Oh, here. God speaks to Joshua about his new role. Joshua, who has been Moses' trusted attendant and deputy, now becomes the preeminent leader of Israel. From this point forward, responsibility for leading the people rests squarely upon his shoulders. In order to succeed in his new role, Joshua requires support and encouragement. The technical transfer of authority to Joshua had been performed previously when Moses was still alive. Now, at the true start of Joshua's independent leadership, God addresses him directly with instructions and words of encouragement, promising him that he will succeed in bringing the nation across the Jordan and in inheriting the land. Joshua's role is not merely political or military. He is also obligated to maintain a constant relationship with God and to cleave wholly to his Torah. The book of Joshua, the first book of prophets, deals primarily with the process of Israel's inheritance of the land of Canaan, which we're dealing with today. From the crossing of the Jordan, which is what? Is Jordan an issue today? I don't know. Until the completion of Israel's conquest of the land. What's Yarden? Jordan, right? Could it be the letters Raid go down? Yod Nun? Where's the Vav? But that would be like Yavan, like Greece, I don't know. Conquest of the land and its division among the tribes. Despite the myriad details enumerated, some relating to the actions of the people and some listing names and locations, there is a single theme running through the book. The book of Joshua completes the narrative that began in Deuteronomy, thus connecting it to the 5 books of the Torah. Indeed, these books are connected in several regards. The Torah concludes with the death of the Moses, but the story of the people's return to the land of the patriarchs is not yet complete. Moses was not granted permission to cross the Jordan, specifically the Jordan. Here we're doing the Jordan. It is therefore Joshua, who was ordained by Moses and who received some of Moses' grandeur, will act in place of Moses, okay? It's like the Rebbe giving it over to the Talmud. But in the final generation, the Rebbe gave it over to the Dor. The Nasi gave it to the Dor. Like the Rebbe said. The Lubavitcher Rebbe said, Mashiach gave it to the Dor, the generation. The Nasi gave it to the Dor. Quoted his father-in-law, I believe. Now Joshua will assume the role that was supposed to belong to Moses as he leads the people into the land and divides it among them. The sages teach, had Israel not sinned, they would have been given only the 5 books of the Torah and the book of Joshua. Indeed, the book of Joshua differs from the other book of the prophets in that it deals with the fulfillment of Israel's mission, while the others are mostly reactions to Israel's sins and issues. So really it was just the book of Joshua. So it's one book, and that's it. The other, we sinned, so we got more, okay? Interesting. Okay. Now, so God speaks to Joshua about his new role. Joshua had been Moses' trusted attendant and deputy, now becomes the preeminent leader of Israel. From this point forward, responsibility for we read this. Okay. So we have a parallel verse. We say here in Joshua, Kol makom asher tidrech kafra lechem, boy lechem, and that's literally word for word quoted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words, word for word. We have this in Joshua. We also have in Deuteronomy 11. It's Kol hamakom. Here it's with a hey. It's all the place. There it's just the place. Call every place. Okay, so it's one letter off so far. Kol hamakom asher tidrech kafra lechem. So far, it's all the same other than that. Boy lachem. Okay, so far it's all the same. Up until there. Yiyah. Min hamidbar v'alavanin, min hanahar v'nahar pras, v'ad hayam ha'achroin, yiyah g'volchem. Every spot on which your foot treads shall be yours. Your territory shall extend from the wilderness to the Lebanon, and from the river, the Euphrates, to the western sea. Okay, very good. Very good. Parallel verses, right? It's nice to see that, no? What's the parallel verse here? Me'amid bar v'halavanon hazev ad anar agadol anar pras kol eretz zachitim ad yom agadol mevay Hashem Mashiach gevulchem, right? Okay. So we have the same verse that we just quoted in Deuteronomy. Okay, right. Still parallel there. No parallel verses here. Oh, here we got. No, it's not. Okay. I'm just going to see which verses have parallel verses. Okay, so here you have the verse in English that we're quoting here in Joshua. Be strong and resolute, for you shall apportion to this people the land that I swore to their forefathers to assign for them. In Deuteronomy 31:23, Vayitzaves Yehושע ben Nun vayomer chazak ve'amatz. So chazak ve'amatz here, who's talking to Joshua in Joshua? I think it's Hashem, but in Deuteronomy it's probably, who's that? Moses, no? Or is it also Hashem? Vayitzaves Yehושע ben Nun vayomer chazak ve'amatz kiata tavias bnei Yisrael el haaretz asher nishpati lahem v'anochi ahay imach. So Joshua is the revelation, the practice of Deuteronomy. And God charged to Joshua, son of Nun, be strong and resolute, for you shall bring the Israelites into the land that I promised them on oath, and I will be with you. Ezekiel 20:42. Vidatem ki ani Adonai be'ahavi eschem el admas Yisrael el haaretz asher nasasi es yadi laseis le'sal avosechem. Then when I have brought you to the land of Israel, to the country that I swore to give to your fathers, you shall know that I am God. Right? Ezekiel 20. Now also in Ezekiel 47. And you shall share the rest equally, as I swore to give it to your fathers, so shall this land fall to you as your heritage. Okay, so I guess these are the fulfillments of what? This say, somehow one, Joshua was talking about bringing them into the land. Somehow Ezekiel's also talking about bringing them to the land, but Ezekiel took place later, so I don't understand. Maybe Ezekiel's just quoting the earlier prophecies. I don't know. Or no, he's having his own, so what's going on there? I don't know. Not familiar. Jeremiah 11:5. L'man hokim es hashavua asher nishbati elav v'seichem l'seis lehem eretz av es chalav v'dvash kayam hazeh va'a'an va'omer amen Adonai. In order to fulfill the oath that I swore to your fathers to give them a land flowing with milk and honey, as is now the case, and they responded, Amen, Eternal One. Okay? See all the places throughout the Tanakh. Also from Judges 2. Vayal malach Adonai min ha'gilgol el ha'boichim. Interesting, you have a portion space in the middle of the verse. Vayomer ala eschem mitzrayim va'avi eschem ala oretz asher nishbati la v'seichem vayomer loy ofer berisia itchem lo'elam. An angel of God came up from Gilgal to Bochim and said, isn't Gilgal like a skull? What's Gilgal? Reincarnation. Gilgal came up and said, I brought you up from Egypt and I took you into the land that I had promised on oath to your fathers, and I said I will never break my covenant with you. Okay? Deuteronomy 17. Al pi Torah asher yarucha v'al mishpat. You shall act in accordance with the instructions given to you and the ruling handed down to you. You must not deviate from the verdict that they announced to you, either to the right or to the left. And that's also quoted here in Joshua 1:7. We have the same wording, right? Don't move from it right or left. Also, Leviticus 10:1. Vayikchu b'nei Aaron nadav avihu ish machtasai v'yitenu v'hain eish v'yasimu aleha k'teres v'yakrivu lefnei Adonai eish zora asher lo tzivah isam. Now Aaron's son Nadav and Abihu each took his fire pan, put fire in it, and laid incense on it, and they offered it before Hashem alien fire, which had not been enjoined upon them. They offered before Hashem alien fire, which had not been enjoined upon them. Why is that relevant here? Somehow it is. We had the passage quoted to us before, but somehow we're bringing it up here. Okay? 2 more verses, that's it. Okay? So for this verse, for verse 8 here, chapter 1, we have quoted to us Psalms 1:2. We quoted this already, no? Rather, the teaching of the Lord is his delight, and he studies that teaching day and night. So that's the first opening part of Psalms, and it's also the first opening part of Joshua. So you see the parallel. Let not this book of the teaching cease from your lips, but recite it day and night, so that you may observe faithfully all that is written in it. Only then will you prosper in your undertakings, and only then will you be successful. Joshua 1:8. Psalms 1:2 is literally the same thing. Rather, the teaching of the Lord is his delight, and he studies that teaching day and night. Okay. And he says here in Joshua 1:9, did I not command you, right? But in English, they don't say it properly. It says, I commanded you, I charged you, but it's really, did I not command you? Aloy is not, I think, right? So, where did he command him? That's what we have here, Deuteronomy 31:23. Right? He said, be strong and resolute, okay? I really like how they have all the parallel verses here for us. They make it very easy. Okay, fine. So there's the first portion of Joshua. We can look into the commentaries. I'm assuming that those verses, the parallel verses that we brought, who's the one who brings them in as parallel verses? These commentaries that we're about to read. Probably primarily Rashi, but others as well, right? Okay, so we can read the verses with the commentaries all together on the first verse, or we could just start with just reading all the verses with Rashi commentary. I'm going to go with the first option, and we're just going to read all the commentary in verse 1, okay? And after the death of Moshe, this is connected to the chapter of the Torah which concluded with the passing of Moshe, and this Sefer Yehושע is connected to it. Right? That was Rashi. That Barbanel. Parsha Rishona Benevua Rishona Sheba El Yehושע Acharei Misas Moshe El Ha'avaras Al Ha'avaras HaYarden Ubayim Le'eretz Canaan. Tchilasa Vayhi Acharei Maves Moshe V'Goymer Ad Vayitzav Yehושע. Vayesh B'Parsha Azoi Lishol Sheish Shelos. 6 questions. Okay? Hashela Rishona Ma Inyan Amru B'Kan Moshe Avdi Meis. What's the matter? Why that you're saying Moshe, my servant, died? They didn't he already know? It's not relevant according to the matters at hand. Okay. Second question is, it says, that I'm giving the land that I'm giving to you, to the children of Israel. Why doesn't it say that I give to you, plural? Why does it say to them, to the children of Israel? Why doesn't it say to you, plural? That he should include Yehושע also in it, okay? Like he says after, lachem, to you, plural. Nasativ, I gave it, etc. And behold, Yehושע was he crossed to the land and apportioned it to Israel. And he's going to take up for himself a portion, as will be explained. Okay. Third question is what's in what was taught. That it doubled and repeated a third time. It doubled and it tripled in its warning of strength and strengthening, courage and strong and no fear. Yeah, strength and strengthening. Chazak v'yamatz. Amar Rishoina chazak v'yamatz kiatan chan chol v'gomer. First it says right, chazak v'yamatz. From Hashem it says the second time, rak chazak v'yamatz v'gomer. Only be strong, right, etc. From Shlishi it says the third time, did I not tell you chazak v'yamatz? It says 3 times. Besides for Deuteronomy, it says right here 3 times in this portion. It says 3 times apparently. Does it? Or is it including Deuteronomy? It sounds like right here it says 3 times. Okay. It would have been enough with one of them, right? Exactly. So it says 3 times in this portion. We're asking on this portion. Fourth question. Why do the things come in ways where he's switching the warning in its strength? Because at first he says chazak v'yametz alone, then he says only chazak v'yametz me'oid, very much, and then he added rak v'hoisif ma'oid, and he added the word only, and he added the word a lot. And the third time he says, did I not command you? And this language, he didn't say the first 2 times. He only said rak. And he didn't say rak, and he didn't say ma'oid in this third time, right? Okay, so the fifth question is in the doubling of the warning of the guarding the Torah and establishing it, the Torah, because it says rak chazak v'yametz ma'oid lishmor lasais kechol haTorah v'gomer al tasar mimenu v'gomer u'milvad zeh hoisif it says also saying oid lo yomush sefer haTorah hazeh mipicha v'gomer leman tishmor lasais v'huim kein, so it's doubled and extra. And the sixth, right, we said we have 6 questions. The sixth question, for 6 questions, 6 days of the week maybe, right? The sixth question is what he said twice, leman taskil, so that you should, seichel is intelligence. Hinamar b'rishayin, it says first, leman taskil b'chol asher telech, that you will succeed, I think, wherever you go. It says the second time, kios tatzliach es derachecha v'as taskil, and then you will succeed in all your ways, and you will taskil, be intelligent or successful, I don't know. Ad shemipnei zeh chashvu ab mefarshim shetaskil rishon ha'ikedivrei ha'metargim tatzliach. So much so that because of this, some of the explainers, commentaries, thought that the taskil, the rishon, the first time it says taskil, it was like those who translate it as successful, and the second time is from the matters of the intelligence, haseichel. But according to the pshat, they're one. They're one. How are they one? Is he asking or he's saying it? And here I have a question mark. I don't know. Behold, I'll explain the psukim of this portion in a way that will straighten or make extra these questions. All of them. They'll be extra. They'll be straightened. Let's begin the story with a vav. It does because behold, it begins with a vav. Okay, he says, what does this whole thing begin? It begins with a Vav. So Genesis starts with a Beis. Joshua starts with a Vav. What does Psalm start with? Okay. Loyli Yosai Chen Minag Alashain Ki Im Lehoisif Lechaber Imash Shlima Torah like his boy. Okay, so Vav is always connecting, and it's like they explained that it's coming to add on and connect it with what was just finished talking the godly Torah in it, coming off of Deuteronomy. Because the end of the Torah of Moshe explains the death of Moshe, and that he leaned his hands on Joshua. And now it's mentioning that immediately after his death, the speech is coming to Joshua, the divine speech. And it's being testifying more in this, that all the days of Moshe, of blessed memory, the speech was not unified with Yehosha. They were not included with Joshua. But with his death, it came to the speech to him. Okay. Also then, light, it didn't come unless it was with preparation. Then it didn't come, rather, unless with preparation that he received while he was the servant of Moshe. From that side, he merited above prophecy from serving Moshe. And this is what it says: "Ve'achrei maves Moshe, Moshe v'gomer, v'yomer Hashem el Yeshua ben Nun mishoris Moshe lemor." He said to Yeshua ben Nun, the servant of Moshe, Moshe avdi meis, ve'ata kum avor v'gomer. So this whole thing is that he's Moshe's servant, right? So he gets everything. The Ralbag writes, "Shamar Zel Hagid." It says this to tell you, "She'ein malchus achas nageh bechaverto." The one kingship that doesn't touch its friend. The sun doesn't touch the moon. It's kingship. The sun is Moses. Joshua is the moon. V'afilu kimloi nima, not even a hair's breadth. V'ani achshav sheklal b'zeh amar mar shnei inanim. I believe the general thing from this saying is two matters. One is that it's in Sarkvu Ma'od Ba'avar Sayardin. They were very much delayed in the crossing of the Jordan. Because they had with them our master Moshe of blessed memory, Asher Nigzar, who was commanded upon him that he can't come to the land. So they couldn't cross the Jordan. And because of this, they needed to delay the approaching to the Jordan until the day of his death. But now that Moshe died and was given over the obstacle was removed from their crossing over. They shouldn't, so it's not appropriate that they should wait anymore. And this is what it says, so now you go. It's like we were waiting for Moshe to die to get into the Holy Land. So Moshe, the highest of high, has to die in order for us to go to the Holy Land. This is like what we said earlier in a previous class today on the YouTube, that we need ego death in order to receive the prophetic wisdom. Like we saw that in the sages, when they were having the prophetic wisdom, they got off of the donkey. And he asked, why did you get off the donkey? Is it because, and how could I be on the donkey when the angels are here coming out of the fire telling us, Metatron's coming out of the fire telling us secrets, how could I be on my donkey? So we were saying the donkey is the ego death. You're coming off your donkey. You're coming off your even though their body is a sus, is a horse, not a chamor, a donkey. Parallel, okay? Maybe one is, I don't know what. Yes, okay. The second matter is that Joshua was sitting between Tanur and Kirim. I don't know what that is. Hal chuf ka'agmoin roishoy v'sak ve'efer yatsi mi'isabel al-mavis Moshe Rabbi. His head was bent like an agmoin. I don't know what this means. And he had sack and ashes and sackcloth, mourning. He was mourning the death of Moshe, his teacher. God, blessed be, made it known to him that he shouldn't. It's not appropriate to do this for two reasons. One is Moshe Eved Hashem and Avshei B'toiv Tolin. Moshe Eved Hashem and his nefesh, they're resting for good. You don't have to worry. V'hu al divrei, this is like it says in Devarim 14, Banim atem Adonai Elohechem, children are you to Yahweh your God. Lois is goydedu v'loisam shimu korcha beineinechem lamaz. Okay. Vashen isu she'en roy lesabel alameisim yosem midai. You don't. Second is you don't mourn more than you appropriate on the dead. David, a blessed memory, says in Samuel 2, chapter 12, verse 23, I don't know. Because of these two aspects, he was commanded by Hashem not to increase more in the morning. Aval Yakom, stand, arise from the sitting of morning Misham, from there, and involve yourself in crossing the Jordan. Moshe Avdi Meis V'ata Komavor V'gomer. Okay, Moshe died, so you have to cross the Jordan now. Get up from the morning. Keep Amar Moshe Avdi, when he says Moses my servant, Ramaz L'Vechina Rishona, it's aspecting the first aspect. He was my servant, connected to him. He is divining from the radiance of the dwelling. He's like in immense pleasure. So why should Joshua mourn on his death? If it's, we know that Moses is he'll be happy with the apportioning of his gifts, you know, his portion. So also Rabbi Shimon were very joyous on the day of Rabbi Shimon died, like Bomer. It's like the wedding, right? The divine kiss. So when it says that he died, the second aspect. And that's the end of the saying. Rise now, cross the Jordan. This Jordan. You and this whole nation. Also the nation, not just the children of Israel, also the nation, the mixed multitude amongst them. And it's, behold, it says, into the land that I command, that I give to you, not to take away Yehושע, so that so that they shouldn't say that it's not appropriate that he should try him. I don't know what that means. Why didn't Moses take a portion in the land and he didn't cross in it? Because the land wasn't given to him. It wasn't given to him specifically, it was given to the children of Israel. When they crossed over from there, they fulfilled the Shvuah, the oath. To them, to the children of Israel. Not to Moshe specifically. To them, to the children of Israel, with two making knowns. Even this generation, I wouldn't have to give to them if they weren't worthy. To the children of Israel, the door that will be. There we don't have the first and second questions. The question of why Why did he call him Moshe Eved Hashem? That's Yeshua B'Toyer Misharis Moshe, and Joshua we called the servant of Moshe. Pa Yaiser B'Makam Zulasai. Here in more than another place. He calls Zman Shaya Moshe Chai, all the time that Moses is alive. For two reasons, Joshua can't cross the river. Joshua can't command the army while Moses is alive. And two, it wasn't possible because the oath that Moses won't cross the Jordan. After Moses died, these two obstacles are removed. Therefore, it says, Yeshua, okay, Yeshua zacha ben lenevuah ben lehanhagas ha'am mitzad shahaya mishrais Moshe v'gedula shimusha yoser milamudai. The greatness of serving is way, way greater than the greatness of studying. So in the merit that he was the servant of Moshe, he merited these two. Or these two questions disappear. Okay. Because Moshe b'shem Eved Hashem Leimar Shagam Achrei Maves Moshe Nikra b'shem Eved Hashem. Even after his death, he's called the servant of Hashem. Because the sages of blessed memory say in Soita, Makan Oimed Umishamish Af Shamar Mishamish. Just like here he stands and serves there, so too there he stands and serves. Right, so Leimer is wanting to say that the righteous one who's involved only to complete himself, he'll have enough in his service at the time when he dies. But one who is involved in his completion of the generation and the coming generations, he merits and it makes meritorious till the last generation. And the constant avoida like it says in Psalms, his righteousness stands forever. That's why it says also after his death he was Eved of Hashem. Okay, Vav, the Vav comes. What's the Vav coming? Lahaisif. It's coming to add and to connect to that which was completed, the Torah, with its relating the story of the death of Moshe. And after, well, it says after this, Hashem says to Yehושע, etc. Wow, okay, wasn't that great? We didn't finish all the questions. There's still more questions, but they're going to be on the next verse. Okay, we didn't finish all the answers. Okay? But just on the first verse, we want to continue seeing all the commentaries, no? So we did Rashi on the first verse. We did a bunch of other things in the first verse. Let's see who else is here. Just on the first verse. Barbanel. Did we do a Barbanel? No. It's also mentioning the Vav. We did do this, no? Malbim, I'm lost. What did we do again? I don't think we saw this Malbim. Yeah, because it has the English, I would have remembered. Okay, I think we saw up until here. Maybe not. Maybe we're skipping something, but it's okay if we are. Okay, so why is Moshe described by the name of the servant of Hashem and Yehושע as the servant of Moshe or more than elsewhere? Can you guess English? No English. Okay, but we read from other places the same, similar Torah, so we're not going to read it again, even though he has his own wording for it. Mitzudat David, also again, the Vav comes to connect and add on to what was, again, same thing. Okay, they're mentioning the Vav. Because it's not normal, you don't start with a Vav. Okay, here is interesting. Okay, we're going to have Ben Nun Bechirik. Where's the Chirik? Chirik is the E, no? So it's Bin Nun. Bin Nun. Bin Nun. You see under the base, there's one dot. Bin. So that one dot under the letter, it's a Chirik. It says E. So it's Bin Nun. Base Chirik B. Aleph Chirik E. Gimel Chirik G. Right? E. So Bin Nun Bechirik. Kamai Ben Bisegorl. Like Ben, it means like Ben, like a sun with a segol, with just 3 dots. 2 on top, 1 in the middle and bottom. Segol aleph segol bet segol gimel ge. Ulfishein milos ziiros vevukos, and because they are words that are small and close and connected, Ben and Bin, I guess. Tikal hakriya bechiruk mi basegol. So bin nun is written with a chirik rather than the more common segel because they're small and connected words. The bin and nun are connected. So the bin and nun are connected. It is easier to read the word ben with a chirik than a segel. So instead of reading a ben nun, we do bin nun. Okay, for a matter of reading easiness, apparently. Interesting. I wonder what the Kabbalistic ramifications of that is. Vayhi betam revia. Wow, okay. So this is like how to read it properly. Wow, so I like this commentary. Wow, who is this? Minchat Yehusha, someone, we're going to see in a second. But you see, he says, Vayhi betam revia. What does this mean? This is betam revia. It's like how to read it with a quarter note. Quarter note. Vayhi betam revia. Straight up, that's what he says, quarter note. With a taste of a quarter. He's talking about notes and singing, and it's one of them quarter. I don't know. I'm not familiar. But anyways, in the third verse, the same person, he says, on every place that the palm of your, right, that you go, the palm of your foot, right? Kol makam ksiv bli hay. He says it's written without a hay. Udemishana Torah soif parshas Ekev kol hamakim behay. At the end of parshas Ekev, which is my bar mitzvah parsha, it says the same thing, but it says with a hay. The Aleph, Pasuk Siman, Psoik Siman, so I don't know how to read this. Siman vehine amakon mekana. I don't know. Okay. The Ada Nahar, in verse 4 it says until the Nahar, Havav begia be what? Bisfarm something. Ubitfus Yashan in the old print. The Vav with something was with this Vav also in old prints. I don't know. Just showing you what's going on behind the scenes of the verses. Why we need rabbis and sages. Why we need to learn Hebrew and Aramaic and the holy Hebrew letters. So it said, Chazak yametz ki ata tanchil, right? Be strong and be strong again, fortified. You're going to apportion the land, right? Apportion. B'mikra gedoyla hamem nekuda b'patach v'nimsor lav beis patach v'yomer David ad kan l'shayner. What? I saw a mikra gedoyla, I guess, he's saying. The mem is nekuda b'patach. Chazak v'amatz. Not v'ametz, but v'amatz. Patach alef a. Beis patach ba. Gimel patach gimel ga, okay, patach, like a line, like a minus sign, a line under the letter. V'nim sarlav beis patach, and it's given on it two patachs. Va'amatz, va'ya'amar David, va'ya'amar David, like maybe is another place with the similar thing. I don't know. Pasaku b'divrei hayamim, no, yeah, I don't know. Aleph, yeah, B'divrei Hayamim Aleph, Soif Siman Chav Ches, I guess. Vayomer David L'Shloima, we have David with the full yud. L'Shloima B'noi Chazak V'Yametz V'Gomer. V'Sham B'divrei Hayamim Maser Ila Beis Psachin. Siman Chazak V'Yametz Al Tira V'El. V'Al Chaz V'El. Chazak V'Yametz V'Aseh Al Tira Adkan. End quote. I don't know. He says the right books have it with a kamatz, which is with a zakif katan. They agree to what the Radak says. Kamatz bezakaf v'choshekin chazak v'yametz ki ata tanchil shehu ba'asnachta. It's with an asnachta. And in the precise books, it's all kamatz. Besides for the pasuk of rak chazak v'ametz me'oid shehu b'patach. And this is, I don't know, is it more kosher to be like its friend in Divrei Yamim, which is not with an Asnach, not with a Zakiv? Not going up, not going down. Tone. Is it going up tone, going down tone? Neither, In some books, it's missing a Vav here in La Avoisam. It's interesting to know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't understand what he's saying here. Above my pay grade, but you get a little picture of what's going on, right? Oh, wow. Who quotes Joshua 1? Who quotes it? So the Bartanura and Mishnah Megillah, the Ben Ezra and Deuteronomy, all these people are quoting this. Let's see Bartanura and Mishnah Megillah 1. Mishnah Megillah 351, okay. In the portion of the holidays that is in Toras Kahanim, which is which book of the 5 books of Moses is called Toras Kahanim? It's either Bamidbar or Devarim. I think it's Devarim. No, I don't know. It's one of them. It's one of the 5 books of, I don't know. Shari Kesev, right? An ox or a sheep, or yes, or a goat. And Ubiyoma Kama Myrin. The first day it's talking about. Or the earlier days. Vedna Na Galma. And today, the world calls it Shekoirin B'Yom Rishon. We call it on the first day Mashkoi V'Kichoi Lachem. Mishchu V'Kchu Lachem. I don't know. What do we read on the first day on Sunday? Umaftirin Pesach Galgal. And you read Maftir Pesach Galgal. B'Sheni Shar Kesef Maftirin Pesach Yishayahu. What do you read? On the second day you read, or the second portion reading, you read the Shor Kavet or Kesef, and you Maftir at the end with the Pesach Yishayahu. Okay? Shlishi is Kadesh Shli Bechor, Kol Bechor, B'Revi Im Kesef Telve, B'Chamishi Pesalecha, B'Shishi V'Asu B'nei Yisrael Sa Pesach B'Meradai. B'Shvi Shira Sayam Umaftirin Ve'yidaber David. B'Ches Shehu Yom Tif Achroin. So the 8th day, which is the last day of the holiday, Shal Goliois of the exiles, Karan Kol B'Chor, all the firstborns. Umaftirin Oid Ayoim B'Noiv L'Hamoid. B'Atzeres B'Yom Tov Rishon B'Chodesh HaShlishi Umaftirin B'Merkava Shel Yechezkel. Wow, the vision of the chariot. Ezekiel B'Yom Tov Sheni Shel Goliois Karan Kol B'Chor Umaftirin B'Chabakuk. Rosh Hashanah Ve'hei Hashem Pakad Asara Dibara Hashem. I don't know. Nifkada Sarah. Dibir Rosh Hashanah Nifkada Sarah. Dibir Rosh Hashanah, that on Rosh Hashanah Nifkada Sarah, she was remembered and redeemed. Umaftirin Bibir Shagami Nifkada Rosh Hashanah. Also Chana had the same story in Rosh Hashanah when it was redeemed with the child. So we read that as the maftir at the end. Maftir is like potered, like leave. Patur is to leave, I think, exempt. Yom Tov Sheni Akeda, second day of Yom Tov we read the Akedas Yitzchak, binding of Isaac. Maftir and Ben Yakir li Ephraim. We finished reading My Precious Sent to Me Ephraim. B'Yom Kippurim Shachris Karin B'Acharei Mos. So Acharei Mos is the death of Moses. We read that on Yom Kippurim, on Shachris. Umaftirin Koyamar Ram Yanase, and we maftir Koyamar, so says elevate and go up. The Mincha Karin Ba'arayos, at Mincha we read about the relations. Maftirin B'Yoina, we maftir with Jonah. B'Shnei Yomim Tovim Shalcha Karin Shar Kesev Ois, Maftirin B'Yom Tevrishin Yine Yoyim Baal Hashem. B'Yom Tvesheni Vayikalu Al HaMelech, V'Shar Kol Yom Oisachag Karin B'Karbana Oisachag, Ketzad Yom Gimel Shu Yom Rishon Shalcha Al HaMoed, Kohen Kari Bayoim Hasheni, Levi Kari Ubayom Hashlishi, Yisrael Kari Ubayom Revi, Verevi Chayzer Kari Ubayom Hasheni Ubayom Hashlishi. Bayom Adalad Kohen Karu Bayom Ashlishi, Levi Karu Bayom Harvi, Israel Karu Bayom Hamishi, Varavi Chayzer Karu Bayom Ashlishi, Bayom Harvi, Yechin Kulam. Yom Tvachrin Shalchag Kol Bechor, Maftirin, Vahi Kechlois Shloimai, V'Lamachar Karin V'Zaysabrachu Maftirin, which is the last portion of the whole Torah. Maftirin Vahi Achrei Moshe, and we read as Maftir Vahi Achrei Moshe, which is the beginning of Joshua, right? That's how we quoted here. Shab Shachal Yos Bechor L'Shemoyed Ben Bepesach Ben Besuka is Kohen Re'eyata Omer Eli Maftirin Bepesach Tzamay Sayaveshos. And Maftir, the dry bones. Where's that from? Who envisioned the dry bones? Is that also Ezekiel? It's cool. We're getting a cool tour of the whole calendar year and what's read when, and which holidays it's tied into. All the big important things, that I read on a yearly cycle. When are they read? What points? So Besukkos b'yom Gog, and on Sukkos we read on the day of coming of Gog. Did you know that? Because it's a tradition in our hand that the reviving of the dead will be on Passover. Did I not know this? Shemisoris biyadenu. It's a tradition in our hand that the reviving of the dead will be on Passover, and the war of Gog Umagog will be on Sukkot. Right now, we just finished Passover. We're going to have Sukkot in the next few months. You can look forward to a big war of Gog Umagog. Okay, he was quoting on some Mishnah, apparently changed since the Mishnah times, which reading we do when. Okay, interesting. I'm just giving you a little tour of different commentaries. What's going on? How do we break all this down, What's Tzeno Rena? Oh, Tzeno Rena, perfect. Wow, this is English. Tzeno Rena, I think I don't know if it's Chabad. It was made for women specifically, I think, to learn Torah. So it's great that they have a commentary and translation for us, because they probably did a really good job. So let's read it, okay? After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord. It was after the death of Moses, the faithful servant of God in all things. The Holy One said to Joshua, Moses, my servant, has died. However, had he lived, I would rather speak with him than with you, since he was faithful to me. Our sages said that during the mourning for Moses, they forgot 3,000 laws. Before Moses died, he said to Joshua, review these laws, or they will be forgotten. Joshua said, I've studied them earnestly day and night. I do not have to review them. Therefore, because he was arrogant and said that he did not need to review them, his wife forgot these same laws. Israel came to Joshua and said, teach us these laws, or we will consider you as nothing. Concerning this, the verse here says, my servant Moses has died. The Torah is called the Torah of Moses and not the Torah of Joshua. Therefore, God said to Joshua, arise and make the people go to war. They will forget your forgetting and allow themselves to be led. From here we learned that whoever is arrogant, wisdom and Torah leave him, as happened to Joshua. God said to Joshua, cross the Jordan with the whole people of Israel. I will give to you the whole land of Israel, and also even the land outside of Israel, where you will go. Wow, beautiful, no? So do they continue this on for verse 2? Verse 2, we don't have any Tzeno Rena. Verse 3, we don't have Tzeno Rena. Verse 4, okay. From the wilderness on the Lebanon, I will give you from the wilderness, the temple, to the great sea, to the river Parath, to where the sun sets. Interesting, okay. Anything on verse 5? No one shall be able to resist you, etc. No one will be able to resist you, because you will live as I was with Moses, so will I be with you to help you. I will not leave you. Okay. Thank you. Anything on 6? Nothing on 6. 7. But be strong and resolute. Be strong in the Torah as Moses had taught you, in the expectation that you have good fortune, blessing, and success in all your paths. However, study day and night, so that the Torah will never be removed from your mouth. Okay. 8. Nothing. 9. I command you, for I have commanded you that you should go to war, but of respect and also study Torah. It is also written concerning others, Torah and respect, and do not fear the nations, since God is with you wherever you will turn. Okay, very essential. Now, we should do the same thing with Rashis, going through all the Rashis from verse 1. It's only 9 verses, so it shouldn't be that long. Okay, we're only 54 minutes and 49 seconds, 50 seconds now. 5-4, 5-4 now. Okay. So after the death of Moses, the servants of God said to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' attendant. Okay, so after this is connected to the chapter of the Torah which concluded with the passing of Moshe, and this Sefer Yeshua is connected to it. Moshe, my servant, is dead, but if he were alive, I would have wanted him as the leader. Our sages explain that this passage is in reference to the 3,000 laws that were forgotten during the period of mourning for Moshe. Yeshua then came and asked the Holy One, blessed be he, said to him, and the Holy One, blessed be he, said to him, Moshe, my servant, is dead, and the Torah is called in his name, which is like telling you that it is impossible. Go and burden them with battles. So you see what the Tzena did. It took them from Rashi and gave it to us in English, right? I know we're missing out by not reading the Hebrew. The English is not word for word, but it's good, you know. Even the land outside of Israel, after you have conquered the land, everything you conquer outside the land of Israel will be sacred and will belong to you. Even like Eilat and other places, it's our land. We conquered it. Okay. The wilderness refers to the wilderness of Kodesh and the wilderness of Tzin, which was adjacent to Edom, which was to the southeast, the direction from which they entered the land, as it is said, and behold, we are in Kodesh. How do we know that it was the southeast? It is said, in your southern flank will be from the Tzin wilderness along Edom to the great river, the Euphrates River. This refers to its width from south to north. Its length, you see, is from west to east. Its width is north to south, because east is on top. This includes all the land of the Chitim. To the Great Sea westward, this refers to its length from east to west. Okay, that's the length. It's long. Is east to west. Reichev and Oirech, and its width is north to east, south. Okay, interesting. Okay. In the physical sense, as he states, for you will lead this people to inherit the land. So be strong and courageous in the physical sense. Be strong, courageous Jews going to your land, Israel. Just be very strong and courageous. This was said in reference to the Torah, as he states, to preserve, to act in accordance with all the laws of the Torah. You will be successful with your intelligence. This Sefer Torah, the Sefer Devarim was before him. He was holding the Sefer Torah Devarim. And you shall meditate in it. Every expression of Higayon in the Torah refers to meditation of the heart. As it says, the thoughts of my heart before you. Your heart will give forth fearful thoughts. I've already commanded you to be strong and courageous. This was said in reference to the actual war, as it is said, have no fear of or trepidation. Where was he commanded this? He was so commanded in the time of Moshe, as it says, and command Yehושע, son of Nun, etc. Okay, very good. That's all the Rashi on these verses. There's other commentaries we could see. We could see also, for example, where else this comes up. Does it come up in Midrash? It comes up in Halacha. Comes up in different responsa. We have reference. What is the reference? It's a dictionary of all the different words we might want to look up. What's omates, right? What's this? Letter ayin. Are you serious? He goes through the letters? We have all the letters? Okay, Hasheni, ki e'aroids hamoin rabba. Al ta'aroids val teches. Hela nedaf ta'aroids. Inyan shever hima. What? Let's Machberet Menachem. What is this? Introduction. So he wants to teach us Hebrew with the help of the Creator who gives speech to lips. I will attempt to delve into the laws of language, to teach a language that is more refined than any chosen expression, the pinnacle of eloquent speech. This language meticulously formed from the amalgamation of all languages. The humanity inherited since the dispersion of the nations, each person with their own tongue. The beginning of the key of language and the outset of understanding, let us give and honor and praise to the glorious and uninspiring God who has adorned mankind with all his creations. He has shaped us in a wondrous form and bestowed upon us the breath of life, enabling us to articulate our tongues with the expression of words, to convey true knowledge with clarity, just as he distinguished us among all living beings by the superiority of our language, so too as he distinguished his chosen people from the nations of the world. Okay? So this is an introduction. Let's skip to the first letter. Letter Aleph. Wow, he has many parts on letter Aleph. How many parts on letter Aleph? He has, wow. Okay, he has 164 parts on letter Aleph. So let's start with part 1. Av. Okay? Av is Aleph Beis. It means father. It's split into 6 faces. Okay, the first face is Av ve'em, father and mother. He's quoting Esther 2:7. So what's in Esther 2:7? Let's see Esther 2:7. It says, Vahi oimein es hadasa hi Esther bas doidoi ki ein la av va'em. So in the verse there you see av va'em, father and mother. Vanara yefas Torah v'tavas maro v'mois avia v'ima lekacha Mordechai loy levas. Okay? So av va'em, you see them in Esther 2. Avi kol toifes kinor. Now, Avi is the father of, or my father. What's my father? Avi is my father, but Avi called Toifes Kanor. It's in Genesis 4. Okay, V'shem Achiv Yuval. The name of his brother was Yuval. He was the Avi called Toifes Kinor V'ugav, and the name of his brother was Jubal. He was the ancestor of all who played the lyre and the pipe. Okay, Aviv is Kaloi by Aish. That's in Leviticus. Aviv koloi ba'esh. New ears parched with fire. What's Aviv? I don't know, but it's... Aviv is the spring, no? I don't know. Aviv koloi ba'esh? No, Aviv here is being translated as new ears. So we're going to have to open this up and see how it's translated there by the different commentaries. Okay? So this is how we do. First of all, the basic... Okay, is we have Onklis, Aviv Klei Vinor. He also calls it Aviv. It's the same thing. Newly ripened crops. Okay, they translate. Let's see here. Who's this? This is the Arabic, okay. Paprika. Paprika, I don't know. In Arabic. Okay. And here we have Targum Yohanan. Mehav, I have Kale Benura, this Mehavhav. What's Mehavhav? We're going to have to translate this Mehavhav. Ears of wheat roasted by fire. Mehavhav means flickering or scorched. Okay. Kale is roasted, so it's flickering roasted. It's like double roasted. What's something? It's like some kind of things that you roasted something. Okay, interesting how we got all the way here from... Right, I'm not even sure where we are. Okay, so Aviv is a roasting and it's summer, I guess. Okay. Av, Chodesh Av is August. August time, generally. My birthday is in August and in Av. Okay. What other words do we have? Okay. So Aviv Kole Be'esh, that we have in Leviticus. Vehim Achude Dimyon Shinoi Pisroin V'Yisoides Achas. And they're one imagination changing their Pitroin, their arrangement, I guess. Interpretation, okay? Changing their interpretations, but their foundations are one. These words that we had, okay? Av em hu av labanim. Father or mother is a father of the children. Avi kol teifes kanor. Hu rishon lechol teifse kanor. He was the first one to all those people who played the kanor, the music. Aviv hu rishon lekol bikurim. Aviv is the first of all the bikurim. The roasted ones, the roasted aviv. It's the first of all the bikurim, the first gifted fruits. Tchilas kol carmel, the beginning of all vineyard. Carmel's vineyard, right? Al karo aviv. It's called aviv. You can also include in it avi hanachal from Song of Songs. Avi hanachal from Song of Songs. I went down to the nut grove to see the budding of the veil, to see if the vines had blossomed, if the pomegranates were in bloom. Alginas Egois, Rav Yosef Chikatalia has a book, Ginas Egois, translated as Hashem is One into English, available for free on the internet, and if you want a copy, you can order it. So to the Ginas Egois, I went down to see the Ibe Hanachal. Went down to the nut grove to see the Ibe Hanachal, the budding of the veil. What does that mean? So open Song of Songs. See, it's a journey. The Torah is a journey. You can't just be in one place. It's all over the place. So the Ginas Egois, the nut orchard or whatever, this is still from the words of this divine presence. I went down to the garden of nuts. This too is the words of the divine presence. Behold, I have come to this second Beis Hamikdash to you. To see the moist plants of the valley. So the Ibe Hanachal is like the banks of the river. What moisture, good deeds I would see in you. On the banks of the river. Ibe Hanachal must be the banks of the river. Why don't we just do a translation? Ibe, here, right here. Freshness, fresh green shoots of greenery. Fruit, fresh, young greening. It's like the reeds you see on the riverbanks, the fresh greenery on the side of the riverbanks. Fresh green. Here you have it in Arabic, meaning herbage or pasture, meaning better than. Nav. In Bay. So in Aramaic you add the nun there. Okay. Still in its freshness. Who's this quoting? JB, is that Job? I don't know. Ibe Anachal is like, okay. Cool, okay, good, yeah. So the fruit of the river fruit. Okay? So how is the river fruit related also? How's the river fruit related here? Where am I? Am I lost? Okay. So you could also include the fruit of the river in this category of Aleph Bey's father. For the sake of its wetness and its wetness, two kinds of wetness, the dripping wet and inherent wetness, I think. and it's burning in fire, roasted in fire. And this last one is closer than the first one for our matters. I don't understand that. Okay, let's go for it. Second one, Hasheni v'loi Abba Ava Hashem. Oh, and Hashem did not destroy or lose or something. It's from Deuteronomy. V'loi avisem la'alois. They didn't. Again, avisem la'alois. Avi yivchan ioiv ad netzach v'tefer ha'avyoina. So it's again words. They're all similar words. Aleph Beis Yud now. Aleph Beis Hey really. Okay, he's building roots for us. He says, Kulam Gzera Achaseim, they're all one decree, and they're all a meaning, will. It's wanted. I said destroy, I'm sorry. But it's not destroy, it means desire. Okay? So these are all things we need to really go into, but now we have a Vihanachal. Didn't we just have this? Be'i. Okay, so he's saying, Avia Nachal, he said we could have included earlier, but now he's counting it separately. And he's bringing in other examples, okay? Then we have Ki Avais. Interesting, where this is going, how you're building up roots. He's telling you where they appear in the Bible, and all the similar languages. It's a very, very, very key text for all of us that are learning Hebrew. Okay? It's a shame it's not all translated into English, but we're going through what we can, eh? Letter Aleph, number 2. We went through letter Aleph number 1, right? Really quickly. Now he's doing number 2. Number 2 is Aleph Beis Dalid, to lose. Interesting. So he does Aleph Beis Dalid. Now he does Aleph Beis Ches. He's going in order of all the letters, all the combinations, all the words that we can make. So now let's go to letter Yud. Wait, he has an introduction to letter Yud? He has an introduction to letter Yud. No way. Ya'ar, Yavel, Yibam, Yad, Yoven, Yachash, Yayin, Yam, Yamin, wow. These are like all the words that are for Yod. So I'm going to screenshot this for myself. It says, why? Because Yod is Yoel. Yod is also Havaya. Yod is many things. So it's just good to know what the roots are. How many does he give us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17... What I miscounted, but there's a lot. Also, there's dots between some of them and some not, because some are counted as one, or I don't know, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Count 22. He's going to have to go through each one. Okay, which one's closest to my name? You do have a Yud Vav, but it becomes Yavan, like Greece. My name is Yud Vav, and then Aleph Lamed. Without the Nun, I have an Aleph and a Lamed. El. The Nun is like the righteous, the fish, or whoever. The Tzaddik is really the righteous. So I don't know what Nun is. Nun is emptiness, opposite of self. Aleph is self. Nun is feminine, I think, right? With nothingness. I think. So how does it differ from the Mem? Malchus and Nukva. Okay. Any of these else similar to Yoel? There's Yod Ayin Lamed. It sounds like Yael. There's Yaval. Okay, interesting. I just wanted to see, We could check everyone's names. We could check everything. What are the roots? So for me, I see it. I mean, I don't know. We'd have to really learn the Yud, then learn the Aleph, then the Vav, then the Aleph, then the Lamed, Different roots. Yad, hand. Yeah? And there's different kinds of hand. Wow, right? Because he gives a few examples of hand tachas, yad tachas yad. On his, and then he quotes, so yad tachas yad, hand in place of hand, or that's in Shemois 21, or in Vayikra 8, you have on the by hand of his hand. And Yidechem damim alay, your hands are full of blood from Yeshayahu. Something. He sent a handmade tablet or something of a hand. Yechezkel, right? Videi Adam, also in Yechezkel, hands of person. But there's another kind of hand. There's a hand will be to you in Devarim. A hand of Chazis in Yeshayahu. Yad Chemas in Yechezkel. Yad Hayar in Shemois. Kol Yad Nachal Yiboik in Devarim. Al Yedehem Ves Noitz Veha Nutz Rois Al Yedehem in Yoiv. Inyo in Makarim Hama. It has to do with the place there or something. I don't know. Because there's another kind of yad, right? Third kind. Eser Yadois in Daniel. Arba Yadois Yelechem in Bereshis 47:24. Okay. Fourth kind of says 2 hands to the keresh, to each keresh, to its 2 hands, also quoted there at Shemois. Indian Tzirim, form, like imagery maybe, I don't know. V'yesh yad asher yonei inyan nevuah, and there's a yad that has to do with prophecy. Like this, like Hoisa Elai Yad. Yechezkel says there was a hand. V'chezkel Yad in Yeshayahu. V'yad Hashem Hoisa Elai was to me in Yechezkel. V'yad Hashem Alai Chazka also there. V'yesh Yad Asher Yonei Naga. There's a hand that is touching, for like this. Yedei Kiveda Al Anchasi. In Eoiv it says heavy hands on my sorrow maybe. Yad Yedei Leila Nigara V'loi Safug. The days of night, no, the hands of night. It's from Psalms 77:3. Nigra v'lo safuk. V'yesh yad kimishma. There's a hand that is like it's implied, like an advice. The yad of Yoav is with you in all this. In Shmuel Beis. Okay, wow. Yud Hey is min ametzar karasi ya. From the constraints I call to you ya. Anani b'merchav ya. Answer me with the widening of ya. Ki b'ya Adonai tzor elamim. In Ya, Havaya is the form of the world, the tzor, the quarry that the rocks are formed from, I think. Hu Hashem anechbad v'anera asher lo yifater v'lo yigzer migzera. Okay, I don't know what that means. Mitita yoin hayavin, tavisi b'yoin mitzula. Yoin. Yachas. Interesting, it's just he's giving yayin v'sheichor. He's telling us all these words, what they are, what's the roots. He can probably talk about, I don't know, where he wants to go. He's just genius what he did, okay? So it's important we took a look at it. Thank you for joining. Do consider supporting me by checking out my Facebook page, dropping lights, follow, set a bell so you'll get all my notifications. Try to share my stuff. If you can financially support me, that's really, really good, trying to get my stuff shared. I mean, look at this, posted 2 hours ago, no reactions, no nothing. Who's seeing my stuff, So anyway, I took the time to edit this video because it's funny and amazing.
Could you stop playing around? We can go play outside, yeah.
3 people saw it, but it's genius. We need more people seeing my stuff, okay? Also, head out to my YouTube. I'm uploading my channel as we speak all the time up already. This ready to watch Purim. This is part 2 of Purim. This goes back already at least a month or 2 months. But finally published now. Okay, it's part 2 to the first video on this channel.
The link itself, it shows every single incident from in Kings, even Kings. It's just an entire page.
All right, so check it out. It's good stuff. Help support me in my work. Look, will give me a like. Okay?
I'm gonna go
give me likes, give me views, give me financial contributions. Thank you, Hashem. Be blessed. I'll pray for you and your success. We'll make a deal. You send me $100 and I'll do a prostration for you. All right? Be blessed. Really be blessed. Help me get to Israel.